Hello, lovelies! Parmesan crisps have been a huge hit online for the last few years, and it's really not hard to understand why. They are easy to prepare, really tasty, totally gluten-free, and if you practice a low-carb or keto diet, they are the perfect alternative to a traditional cracker. They're basically made of nothing but Parmesan. What is not to like about that? So to make a basic Parm crisp is really as simple as just getting some freshly grated Parmesan down on a parchment-lined baking sheet like this. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'll get these into the oven for between 5 and 6 minutes. Really, that's all it takes for the Parmesan to get melty and to start getting crisp and golden around the edges. It is critically important that you use freshly grated Parmesan when you're making Parm crisps, because that stuff from the can just will not get the same texture or finish. And that's it. That is a classic Parm crisp. So since they're so easy, I thought it would be fun to show you 3 tasty takes on a classic Parmesan crisp that you may not have thought of and will really help you step up your snack game. And we're going to start with some Italian Parmesan crisps. Of course, anything that is Parmesan based lends itself really well to classic Italian flavors. So in this case, in addition to my finely grated Parmesan cheese, I'm going to add some garlic powder and some Italian seasoning. Of course, you always have the option to use store-bought Italian seasoning, but if you want to make your own, I of course have a recipe for that on my website. I will link it in the description box. All you need to do is give that all a good toss with a spoon, and then it's just a matter of piling it by tablespoon onto your parchment-lined baking sheet. You really want to make sure you don't mound it too much, otherwise you lose that sort of lacy effect. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'll get these into the oven for between 5 and 6 minutes. These salty, satisfying treats are great broken up over a Caesar salad, or you can serve them with a little marinara sauce for dipping, or you can do what I do and eat them all on their own. My next tasty twist are my everything Parmesan crisps, inspired by the deliciousness of an everything bagel, a gorgeous combination of sesame seeds, poppy seeds, little minced garlic, and a little minced onion, and it's so tasty. This recipe starts once again with my finely grated Parmesan. Of course, to that I'm adding a combination of sesame seeds, poppy seeds, dried minced garlic, and dried minced onion. You don't need to add any additional salt to this because let me tell you, that Parmesan is plenty salty all on its own. Once again, I'll just pile it onto my parchment-lined baking sheet and get it into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for between 5 and 6 minutes. These are so fun, crisp, and delicious, and they're also so pretty. Definitely worth the 10 minutes they took to make. And finally, for my favorite flavor combination, I am making my jalapeno cheddar ranch Parm crisps. How could that possibly be bad? You're right, it totally can't. So I've got some Parmesan here once again, but this time I'm adding a little bit of finely shredded white cheddar as well. So we're gonna have a nice mix of the two. Then I'm going to add some ranch seasoning to this. You can often find ranch seasoning in the spice aisle at your supermarket, but if you can't, not to worry, I will also link a recipe in the description box below. We'll give those ingredients a good toss, and once again, I will spoon them onto my parchment-lined baking sheet. And my final step is going to be spreading on a little bit of minced jalapeno. Now it's up to you how much or how little you use. And you always have the option to use pickled jalapeno instead of fresh if you want to. They both have a slightly different amount of bite. I find fresh are just a bit spicier, and pickled have more of a vinegary taste. We'll get these into the oven in the very same way, and when you're done, look at this amazingness. So many wonderful herbs, and of course, all of that heat from the jalapeno. You could serve these with a bowl of chili. You would be winning at dinner. True story. Guys, when it comes to getting your snack on, it's hard to get this much flavor in this little time. I hope you will give all 3 of these awesome ideas a try. If you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Facebook me a photo, because I always love seeing your kitchen creations. Keep in mind, all of the recipes will be linked in the description box below, so you can find them there. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.